playing a little bit of chess puzzles to get warmed up for some chess later in the day, I would caution you, look, we have 2060 as our rating. That's not my rating in chess. That's my rating in puzzles. A lot of people get confused. They're like, oh, I'm a 2200 in puzzles. I must be like a grandmaster. Nah, you're just a guy, okay? Like, don't get it twisted up. But puzzles are a different skill set, okay? You have to look for what we're going to do here. So what you look for in puzzles is always, can I checkmate? And if I can't checkmate, then you take material. We can checkmate. Queen takes h1. The king has nowhere to go. That's 2 in a row. Move me next. Okay, now here, it's an interesting situation, isn't it? They've taken our pawn. Let's look at, in puzzles in particular, you want to look at forcing moves, okay? So what's a forcing move? Bishop takes h7 check. They would probably take. Then queen. No, I'm starting to think that this is not the way. I'm starting to think that the way is, you could also look at something like this, but then they swap. That doesn't do enough for you. You probably don't take. You know what? I actually think it's this. I do. It smells like a puzzle. It just smells like the solution to a puzzle. But maybe we've got the next question wrong. No, I still think you got to do this. I think if this is your forcing move, okay, then the question is, where do you go from there? Well, okay, you threaten mate in 1. How do they stop you? They take your rook, you take back. How do they stop you? They can't. Okay, so it's that simple. You move your knight here to threaten mate in 1. You trade rooks, they have no escape. Okay, good stuff. They've promoted their pawn to a queen. It's white's turn to move. We need to force. So I think the only move that really makes sense is this, checkmate. That's not checkmate because you're not covered in this space. You need to find another way. Hold on. I'm trying to... I was like right for the wrong reasons. Okay, so far so good. Okay, check, they take, check, they're mated. Something you would never see in an actual game of chess, but honestly, kind of nice to find it in this one. Okay, that's why puzzles are different, because you always, like, you know you're in a puzzle when you're doing puzzles. When you're in the game, you would just be like, I resign. Probably. I would be like, I resign. Okay, so what do you do here? I'm thinking that this is a sneaky little check. They move here. Then you put them in a sneaky little double check along this. So they have to move here. And then your queen goes here for mate in 1. Except, no, it goes here because otherwise the knight would take you. So this to me seems like a check. The reason this is not the play is because they would do that. Okay, fair enough. Or even just this. Sure. Or even just this. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Then you do check, double, oh my God. Sack the queen, check, checkmate. You son of a, you piece of crap. Always look for the queen sacrifice in puzzles, man. It's a gimme. Okay, well, this is like... First thing I think of immediately is rook checks, queen takes. Then you take this, and you got a bishop for a rook, which is a horrible trade. But does it then create an unstoppable... mate in 1? No, it doesn't. Okay, we got to think of something a little bit better here. On the other hand, we also have to do a forcing move, because that's the way that puzzles work. You could do this. It's a powerful position. You could do this, and then the queen comes off, and then you do this, but this does nothing for us. This puzzle seems difficult to me. I don't have an answer for you. I have no answers for you at all. If we ever get to the point where it's this, then I'm retiring from puzzles. I like this. Distract queen, take bishop. I really, dude, to be honest with you, I think you have to do this. Because it's, okay, I just figured it smelled like a puzzle move to me. The only other thing I could think of would be, what if, okay, honestly, what about this? Okay, that's insane. I don't know. A part of me thought that only losing a bishop maybe could somehow lead to mate. Okay, let's see what we got here. There's this. I really thought that might be it. Can I get a hint? It's a bishop move. I hate it. That's not a puzzle. You didn't do a puzzle on me. Just trading the bishops? You tricked me into thinking it was a puzzle, but actually it was just a position. How dare you? And then following it up with this. Because they can't protect their knight then. Then you take... Okay, that's a tough puzzle, man. Puzzle rating 1752. How dare you? I like the endgame positions. Typically, you're going to end up with a check. Then they will play king to here. It's going to be this. Hold on. No, that's stupid. It's literally just that. And then you do this. And then you do this. Okay, that's so easy. What was I thinking? Okay, pay attention next time. White to move. Okay. So you have to be... Look at what your opponent's position is, okay? They're going to put you in check like this next time. That's going to be bad for business. So we have to find a way to kill them. I guess, you know what's interesting is that you could do bishop to here, check, move here, and then they would have to move bishop here to put you in check again. So I feel like that actually is not that bad, and then you have a beautiful discovered attack that they probably then get out of. If I go here, 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 they then have a chance to get out of the discovered attack. No, they don't, because they can't move their king anywhere. And we have to protect our rook. So you know what? You play this. Then you move here. Okay, well, hold on a second, because they... No, you still move there. And then you take with the bishop, and they've given up. Okay, I'm feeling better. That was a 1478 ELO puzzle. I'm a little embarrassed. I would have said 2500, personally. Black to move. So we've been placed in check. We have no choice but to move unless we can capture the knight, which we can't. We should not block this. So I think we have to play that. They place me in check again. Then I think we go here, because this queen blocks is bad because we have this unprotected piece right here. Queen blocks is really bad because they take, I take... Well, I guess they don't get a piece because we have this cover, but it's not that good. I would say you do this. No! Monica! Okay, so, well, then in that case, it's that. What? That wasn't even a thing. That wasn't even a puzzle, man. We didn't even do anything. That was just a whole lot of nothing. You're up material? Yeah, but I didn't do that. The computer did that. Okay. This is a mateable position, right? So, like, is this for check? Their only choice is that. Then you play queen over here for the check on the diagonal. They have nothing to do but this. Your rook takes their rook for checkmate. I can't believe they're sending me like the 1200 ELO puzzles now. That hurt me. That one's that's a classic puzzle right there. Okay. Now you got to think about this one as well. I got to think about this, okay? There's like, that's bad. They take. How do you get out? Well, you know, hold on. There's a little certain je ne sais quoi, okay? What about take. No, this is horrible. Okay. What about check? They probably have to move here, and then you get a rook for free. What about check? And then take. And then you get the rook for free. Don't be cheeky with it. Okay, that's better. Black to move. Black to move and win. So you could promote. That doesn't seem to do a whole lot for us right now. You can do this. If they swap here, you get your queen one turn faster. I don't know if that's enough. But it is something. I don't know what else you could do in theory. I think you have to do that. Oh, well, if they do that, then that's easy enough. I would probably just take and then do this again. Okay, and then, well, obviously if they're gonna... Oh, because then if we promoted here, their king was still over here, they would have promoted and we would have just skewered and taken the queen. Okay, fair enough. That's a valid point. I didn't really see that. Okay, it's a cheeky little puzzle here. Obviously, we're threatening something here if the queen doesn't have coverage. You could do this. Take. Now the queen's not covering it, but now you can't do that because you don't have anything covering it. We gotta think about this one. It's not as simple as it otherwise appears. You know what? You could check this shit out. It's a massive fork. Wrong. Check. What do? If they take, they've blocked their queen from protecting the square and it's mate in one. What else could they do? They could go here, at which point we would then get the fork without anything covering it. That seems right to me. Check me. Queen has to take. Oh, but what do we do after that? Oh, take their queen with our pawn? Sure, that seems pretty good. Oh, man. Yeah, it turns out taking the queen, that's pretty solid. Sometimes you get a little puzzle brains. Don't insult me with this check, block, checkmate bullshit. What is this, like a one? Oh, you know what? They didn't insult me with it because the queen's covering that square. I was getting a little ahead of myself. Well, in that case... What's wrong with taking the pawn? We go up a material. They can't take our pawn because then like if they do this, we have a mate. So, do they mate us if we take their pawn? They would do check, maybe. I would go here. They would go here, and then I would have mate. What if instead I take the pawn, and instead of doing that check right here, they do this check? Then I would go here. I could not be placed in check. I would have mate in one. But I have to admit, I like chat's suggestion as well. Like, how do they stop this? Well, it's all, like, to me, I feel like it's all made in one. Like, if I do this, they still probably go like, well, if I do that, then they put me in check. I move back. They have to move their queen. And then we have, dude, I think it's all good. But I have to almost trust myself. Like, why wouldn't this work? What stops me from making this work? You get checkmated? How? I don't think I get checkmated. Rook e7. Queen f6. I'm in check. I can't. Rank 7 queen and rook mate. Just tell me the moves. Like, because I'm walking it through myself. I'm like, okay, check. I move here. What can they do? They can't put me in check here. They can't run a forcing move. They can come down here. By the time they come down here, I'm not in check. We place them in check. They move the rook back, we take. They move the queen back, we take. They do queen to f6 second. Okay. They do queen to f6 second or first? So they do rook e7. I fall back to here. Oh, and I see. No, you're right. You're right. Because I was thinking, well, like, if I know they're going to do queen f6, then I would just do this. And then that wouldn't be check. But obviously, I have to go here, because if they do this and I do this, then this is mate. So you're right. They have two different mates. That explains why this is the move. I think you just fall back here. You don't block, because then you get into an equivalent. Well, okay, I mean, that's also great. You get into an equivalent trade with a pass pawn. They're not going to be able to stop this pawn from promoting, so that probably wins. This probably wins. However, I know I'm going to get myself into trouble, but I'm like, this seems great to me. Can't put you in check on the diagonal. Can't put you into check here. We have the easiest mate in one of all time. I think the move is king to g7. The king is on g7. I think you just play this. I think you just fall back. Holy cow, I'm actually the world's smartest man. I had to have some serious intestinal fortitude to do that. When everybody was screaming, put the rook on f7, but it just made sense to me. One for you, one for me. This one's got a lot of stuff going on. Probably it's this. Check. That makes sense to me. Then the king can only go to here. At which point we put them in check. The king can take our knight, or it can go to here, at which point we put them into checkmate. I think it's this. This, sack the knight, checkmate. That makes the most sense to me. I'm thinking. I'm starting to see the lines a little bit here. Again, I can't stress enough that puzzles are easy. So, or like easier in a way. The hardest kind of chess puzzle you'll get is never like the chess.com, like find mate in 6. The hardest puzzle is always like find the move that gives you a best position. And that's literally just what chess is on every single move to begin with. So here's what I think in all honesty, here's what I think it is. I think it's queen takes on f2, king takes. Bishop to h4, check. They probably play this forward. You take with the bishop again. They move king back to here. You take their queen. You have to put them in check first. Because if you don't, and you've moved your bishop, like if you do this first, they do this, and then like this, and this, and like then you're moving, like you're just, you kind of get blown out. Like you kind of get owned, I think. So I think you have to start there. Then you go with the check, and then they're like, that's good enough. Okay, fair enough. So this one's close. Like it's rook from h3 to h6 check. King is forced to go to f5. Knight to g3 check. I don't see how this delivers like a killing blow. Knight to g3 first. That's way smarter. Holy, that's a genius move because they have no forcing moves. You're absolutely right. You still have to do it like this. It's like this. Maybe you don't have to do it like that because now they can go here. And what do we do after that? You can take the bishop, but then you would lose. I don't know. I still think it's good. Because it's not checkmate, but it is a free piece. So that's pretty good. Rook to g7 after. If we did rook to g7, they just take your rook on h6, unfortunately. Because we would have nothing covering it. Like the knight would be covering here and here. Was that a smarmy, unfortunately? Maybe a little bit. Look, I make horrible mistakes in chess all the time. And what's great is that like I make them and then I don't see it until I do the game review at the end. And when I do the game review, they're like, this move is actually, the move you thought was like a +1 was actually a -8. And then I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, because your queen can be captured by a knight. And I'm like, oh yeah, good point. Fair, fair. That's pretty fair. This one does seem a little challenging. I feel like you have to start with a forcing move. So it's check, and then they take you. And then you have no forcing moves. You know what? There's more than one way to do a forcing move. Check this out. What about threatening their queen? Then, no, this is, well, okay, you threaten their queen. They take your bishop. You put them in a check here. They can't use their bishop to take the piece. I don't know. There's a part of me. Hey, Noah the Boa, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the puzzles. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? You threaten the queen. They take with the pawn. If they don't, I think it's better for them. But then you put them in check. They have to move their king. After moving their king, we think of something else that I don't have a good answer for. Maybe they move their king here, and then maybe that's checkmate. You get a free pawn, but I lost my bishop over the course of it, you know? Like I'm worried about like if I go like here and then they go here. Then I'm like, oh shit. And then they take here, and then I'm like, I just lost it in the whole position. So I don't know an answer for this. I'm willing to wing it, though. I'm willing to, well, what if we did this first? What if we did the check first? They'll probably take. Then we did this. And then they still can't take, but like, what do I get out of it? Their queen moves to probably like another threatening position. Ah, whatever. Okay, I need a hint for this one. That's a tough one. It's a knight move. So is that first? I don't think it's this. I think it's straight into that. Okay, fair enough. And then you just capture... but he's in jail. But you would just take my queen, of course. That's probably not the best move. Working on these knight moves. Very true. You know what? That's true. Hold on. But they're winning in material, right? They have, because like we could discover to attack their queen. But then, no, that's horrible. Because then they take my queen, which is giving the check. And I am forced to take. And then their queen takes my bishop. It's horrendous. Is god-awful. There's a part of me that thinks it's just like, it's literally like queen to e8. Okay? It's not. For the record. Take the bishop with the pawn. Yeah, that makes way more sense now that I think about it. Okay. That was a tough puzzle. There's something to this one. Because it's like, it's that. Check. Forced to go here. Ah, then take. What are they going to do? You go check. Take. Well, no, then they take with the queen. No. You got me twisted. Thread and mate in one. Oh. No. Take the... Oh, that's like a 1200 puzzle. Don't tell me puzzle rating pending. I'll tell you, that's a 1200 puzzle. That one hurt me. Deep in my spirit. I'm thinking, just for the record, in case you were wondering what's happening right now, it's hard to imagine that it's not this. Because the only way that they can stop it is this, which leads to losing the queen. This, which leads to losing the queen. Okay, that's an easy puzzle. I think is just that. And then this. And then another move which looks like that. Okay, fair enough. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not figuring these out. I miss a lot of them, obviously. And chess puzzles are just, they're like a little hard, man. It's not easy. It's an interesting one. We have to move the knight. I think maybe you look at something like this. In game, I would look at something like this because it's covered by a pawn. But in outside of the game, I might be like, well, it's a puzzle, so let's do something fast. Or let's do something cool. I don't know. I'm like, this, they take, I take, they take, I take, they take, I take. I think that is a better position for them. This, they take, I take. That's not so bad. Ah, you piece of crap. This is literally what I just did. Okay, try me. Okay, it's not either of those. You're right, that's much better. We win a bishop for free. Okay, that's a good one to think about. To think about why we didn't figure that one out faster. Okay, we got real problems. Here's what I'm thinking right now. You have a move to spare if you let them promote, because they can't checkmate you off of that. So you can take one turn to set something up. So I think what you do is this. And then you're threatening mate in one with two supporters, so they can't just do that because your knight would cover it as well. So I think you threaten the mate in one. And then they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot you could do that. But then I'm like, what? And they're like, I gotta go. And then I'm like, what? You still can't stop me. Like, knight check is kind of interesting, but I think it actually blocks us in. I think you go straight to this. I think you just stay relentless. Yeah, okay. Where are we at here? Okay, we should start playing some games. Let's do one more puzzle. I have a play. It's this, and then if they do this, you pin the queen. But what if they do this? Then you come over here, and then they're like, I'm back, and then you're like, okay, let me think. What about this? And then they go here, and then you're like, surprise, it's checkmate. Hey, okay. All right. I don't believe it. We actually gained some rating there. Well, with a little bit of chat's help, so that's not maybe too surprising. I'm going to play 5 minutes for now. The screen region is going to be a little bit messed up. It's not going to be like quite right. It's not that bad. I just don't like having chat on the screen in chess.com as a just in case me. So I tend to like do something like that instead, and something like this. But then it's like so narrow. No, wait, I like chat on the screen. Hold on, my game's gonna auto abort. Because then we get to see the game review. So I think we actually like this. Okay, let me get a new 5-minute. I play the Caro-Kann defense sometimes, even though I don't know what it's all about. I do prefer the exchange variant, thank you. You want me to take with my knight? I would take with my knight. I got no problems there. So, again, I need to stress, in case you haven't seen me play chess in a while, I don't know openings. I know how to play chess. I know the theory. I know endgames reasonably well. I used to play somewhat more seriously as a child, before all this real life stuff got in the way. Just give me a simple play right there. But I'm not a big openings guy. Sure, you know what? That seems like a fantastic move. I seem, honestly, because here's the thing. Take. That's a problem for me. Because then they take my rook. And then I'm actually, like, I'm in a horrible spot. Or, if we don't do anything, they just take my bishop. So that's pretty bad. You can do this, but then I don't think that really gets us out. I honestly think we got opening trapped on move 10. No, well, no, it is bad, because if we do something like this, they just take. But, you know, we're only down by a piece. That's a lot, like genuinely a ton, but whatever. Go ahead, take my bishop. Then we do something like that. Then we do something like this and go on the all-out attack. Go on like a psycho attack. Here comes the psycho attack. We got to watch out for this guy because he's covering the bishop. Don't get it twisted. Give me something like this. Now we can possibly get a discovered attack on their queen. We got to go psycho aggression mode because I'm down on the clock too. You did a damn opening trap on me. You so-and-so. How dare you? You've placed me in check? You think I give 2 shakes of a lamb's tail about check? What if I did something like this? How would you react to that? You probably move your queen, huh? Yeah? Well, what if I just did that? I'm willing to put some pressure on you here. I'd like to keep castling as an option. Just take it. Oh, they take back with the queen. I don't like it. It resolves too easily. I think we castle, and then we go straight back to real fork hours. And we also talk about a position that we got right here. We talk about getting our queen somewhere. I don't know where yet. I haven't decided yet. So where are you going to go? You have to go here again. But then I can't really go someplace. Like, I can't get the discovered check into the kill. Because anywhere I go that I could place them in check, the queen could just take me instead. So we got to think about this. See, we knew you had to go there. That's a given. Now, what's the next question? I would say the next question is, let's put some pressure on you. Let's force you to move this. Okay, then I'm like, I can put you... No, well, yeah. Okay, hold on a second here. Is this how we get our piece back? Check. If they don't do anything, we capture the queen. Check. They take with the queen. We take their bishop. No, because we lost a piece to set it up. Not good. What about this? I don't know. I feel like it resolves too easily. What about this? What about that? Can't go here. Can't go here. Goes here. Check. Then the queen can't take us. Now that is what I want to see in the game review, because that's a little unusual. Holy cow. They have to take with the knight or the pawn. We take their queen. Bet not. Okay, next thing I would say. How are we doing on material? They're up by 1. Okay, better than it was a minute ago, though. Let's do something like that. Hey, down by 1, much better than down by 3. And also, we got to execute a cool move. We'd love to do this, then this, but... Would I care? I missed the part where I care, I think. We just do it. Actually, I think we might like... Well, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got other pieces to get involved. Okay, you're going to come here and engage a swap. I say I don't care. I say we threaten the bishop instead. Get the rook available. Force him to send the bishop somewhere. What do I do following this? I would actually love if they played knight to here. I would live for it. I would set my watch to that shit. Now, we're not doing well on time. I'm going to move here. If you want to take, we take with the rook. Things I don't cry about. They choose not to interact. They do something like this. We take. They take. We come in here. We stay hungry. We devour. Well, we got to figure out how to kill them at the end of the day. They move their king up. Things I don't understand. So here's something you could do. You could fork. Here's what I like about this. You lose the bishop, but then you gain the bishop with the discovered attack. So we're even on that, because we have the check here. And then you figure out where you want to go from there. And I don't have a great answer for you. At all. At all. We have 1 minute and 2 seconds left. I don't love this because they get like a free move. So you know what I do? I'm going to just force them to make a move. We gotta pay attention to our clock. I don't think you take the bishop. I think their bishop is presently useless. Now, they can do this. They can put me in check, but to what end? Maybe it wins them this pawn. Oh, maybe they just take my pawn. I didn't really think about that. Fair. That's pretty fair. Let's put some pressure on this knight now that it's in a different position. Let's not give them the ability to get an incredible fork on me. It's falling apart. Okay, I mean, we knew the check was coming, but there's nothing we could do about that, really. At this point, I'm playing this game to see if they thought that my h5 move was brilliant. Okay, they gave me a rook and I denied it like a fool. This was not the right move. Yes, that was a bad move. Or was it? Well, it certainly wasn't good. I probably would have taken the free rook, given the chance on that one. But now we're in a damn puzzle. I'm about to be placed in a nightmare check. I have 21 seconds on the clock. Oh, you're right. It wasn't a free rook because they would have put me in check anyway and then taken my queen. They might not have seen it. I mean, we are 1400. How about something like this? We have to do this trade, I think. There's no way. Like our king... Well, I guess our king could move there, but I don't know what we're going to do about it. It's not looking good. Let's just call it like we see it. You know what I like, though? I love this, because now we've blocked these rooks being, you know, partners with one another. We also can move our queen nowhere, which is not great. That's a check. That might be a check. Hold on, though. Hold on, though. If you don't put me in check, I got plays. Pre-move it. Just pre-move it. I don't care. They're going to block it. We pre-move it. I don't think they can stop it anymore. Pre-move it. They stopped it. They took my queen. They took my queen. Oh! What a dishonorable victory. What a horrendous way to win. Oh, man. Oh, man. But that queen trap, though, dude, I gotta see. That was such a cool way to get out of that jam. I'm 1400. The games aren't going to be perfect. No brilliancies? That was a brilliancy, man. Okay, they're going to have a lot of pain points for us here. They're like, this is the Caro-Kann. You've literally drawn it 7 times in 400 games. Tell me you're not at 1800 ELO plus without telling me you're not at 1800 ELO plus. Okay, they're like, this move loses you a piece. You overlooked an opportunity to reveal an attack on a piece. Huh? So there was a way out of this. You overlooked an opportunity to reveal an attack on a piece. Knight to b6. You're right. That's a great move. At first, I was like, this doesn't solve it because this is a forcing move, but it's not actually a forcing move. Their queen is forced to go here, probably. At which point, I mean, to be straight up with you, there's a couple of options. I think you probably just take here, forcing them to take with the pawn. If you take here, they get a nice little, you know, circuitous sort of knight setup. I don't know if that's the industry term. Oh, show line. Okay. Well, my guess, it's good exercise. My guess is you do knight takes on e5, but we'll see. Knight takes, a queen comes up. Okay, then they get some pressure. Then we move back. We were not even close. We get a free knight eventually. No, we have an equivalent amount. We just have a busted pawn. Okay, well, that's still fine. Okay, the horrible move. Okay, they put us in check. We played this. We should have played that. Okay, fair enough. They didn't capitalize, I think, on this then. So what was the line? The queen comes back. That's the line? The line is queen comes back? That's nothing. Then I play this. They take, and we have a busted pawn structure. Or, like, they can't move back one. We'll take them. Maybe they move... I don't know. Maybe they move here. I don't know. That seems like computer chess to me, but I'm no expert. Okay, they're like, great move. You did it. Okay. What happened next? They played queen to d3. And then they're like, why would you? Oh, my God. They questioned my h5. They didn't even give me a great move for it, much less a brilliancy. The computer is not capable of understanding the genius of h5. They're like, okay, that's not that good. You had a clear best move. Is it just that? No? Okay. That's substantially worse. One clear best move. Is it h5? Knight to c2? Really? But I like my knight in its current position. I think this does less for us. Yeah, I think that's bad. I'm glad the computer validated me on this one. Thank you, computer. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? It's knight to... Oh, I did knight to c6. You're right. It's knight to c2. You threaten the rook and the queen simultaneously. You're absolutely right. That's the move. We should have been able to see that in the game. Unfortunately, I couldn't even see it in the game review. You missed an opportunity to trade pieces. Fuck you. This is the move of the century. Knight f3 check does not win the queen. Because, here, I'll show you. Knight to f3, they're in check, their queen's under attack. You look like a genius until their queen takes our knight, and now their queen is not under threat, and they're not in check anymore. I want to... h5 is a mistake. I don't... You know what? Here's what I believe. I actually believe the reason that h5 is a mistake is because f5 is the play instead. No, f5 is even worse, thankfully. I was thinking that, because as soon as we do this, obviously we still maybe get the queen, but then this pawn is in a nightmare situation. So, okay, show me the line on h5. I want to know what the world looks like after this. They do that. And then what? And then what? You didn't even count the next part. You didn't even count the reason that it's a genius move. They just ignore the second part of it. h4 is best. But this move is insane. They give me a question, exclamation mark. Your pawn is weak? Bro, I'm trading the knight and a rook for a queen. Okay, it's like roughly an equivalent exchange, now that I think about it, but it's a queen, man. That's worth more at my level. Okay, they don't like that this much. You missed an opportunity to trade pieces. Okay, amazing. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. This is a great move. Okay, apparently taking their queen is a great move, in case you were curious. They actually think, even though we're down a pawn in a second, we're up material. Or we're up on the position. They're like, hey, great move. You're up by 5. Holy cow, I'm a genius. I love the parts where it just says, you're really smart. Okay, this is where I got really low on time, and I got scared. So they're saying, what should you do? What should you do? Here's what I'm saying. This looks okay, but I think I actually prefer that. Yeah. Not so much for the fork here. That's kind of irrelevant. More so to be able to put some pressure on this pawn later. Like, they can't move that rook. We can get this guy out of here pretty easily. Okay. They're like, you've given up everything. You had one clear best move. That's not that. I was just doing that as a joke. Take the rook? No, because then they get the discovered attack on me. That was the trap that I thought I fell into, but actually missed. That's a really bad move. Even though in the moment, with 37 seconds left, I thought it was amazing. Maybe it's this. Nope. That's what I did. Maybe it's this. All right. Why don't you just tell me what you'd like me to do? Oh, it's move your king. Right. My mistake. It's king to e8. All right. You know what? I think we've gone through enough of that game. We can fit in one more here real quick. We won. I mean, it's easy to forget that we won that game. Okay. You want to play a little Petrov's defense? I don't think so. I play the Scotch game now. I'm not like other gamers. I play the Scotch game now. Holy cow. Let's pin that. I feel like I like the way my pieces are developed. I like the way that my squad looks right now. See, here's the thing. You can't do that. Blow up your pawn structure. You do this, you block in your bishop. So where do you put the bishop? Maybe you put the bishop there. I trade bishop for knight any day of the week. I move back slightly. You're not going to blow up. You know, you and I both know you're not going to blow up your king side over this little bishop here. So don't even make me laugh. Can I tell you something in all honesty? I would totally play this because at some point I want to play this anyway, in my opinion. So for now, I say yes. And then when you do this, I invite you. I invite you to do this. And then, to be honest with you, we talk about pushing your ass straight in. I'm going in a little deep. It's a little deeper than the average gamer would probably want to go with their king side being this exposed. Blowing up your own king side? Bro, their pieces haven't left their ancestral home yet. What are they going to do? Hear me out here. What, literally, I wanted you to do that. You want to swap? Okay, by all means. I don't know, maybe they got a way out there. But then I'm like, I do this, hold on, do this, then we do this, then we do this. Where's he going? Where's he gonna go? Nobody knows where he's gonna go. We're gonna put you under threat. I'm not playing pawn rush strategy, okay? I wouldn't expect you to fully understand what we got going on here. Push, push, push. They go here. Well, no, they don't go there. They don't go... Like, almost anywhere they move except here loses them a piece, okay? And then we got 2 pieces on this. We take, they take. And then we have little. And we've kind of opened up the file a little bit. Why don't... You know what? I feel like we should put some pressure on them. Force them to find a good move. This is not so bad. That scares me a little bit. Force them to find a good move and do a little... I'm feeling like a rook lift makes sense to me. But I don't want to go here because then they go here and blow us out. I don't want to go here because then I'm like, what if this, I don't know, okay? We got stuff to do. We got to get our queen out of here first. Get the queen out of there so that the rook lift doesn't take 1 extra move. Okay? They're going to try to push my bishop off the area, or push my, I don't know, push my knight. They're going to do something. We're going to come here. They could go for a fork on that. We got to think about this, man. You know what? Like, I got to find a way out of this bucket of syrup. If they do this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just, okay, yeah. Not unexpected. Necessarily. Do I care? I think I missed the part where I care. I'm not totally sure, because then there's like this, or maybe if they go here, I just go here so that I keep the pressure on here. And then I could take, and then I don't know. I got to think about it. I still want this rook lift badly. You probably just take the pawn. Pawns are, I mean, or do you? Or do you keep the pressure on? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Give me the pawn. You have to take. This has to resolve. And then you got to do something like the rook's obviously in a lot of trouble. I don't know. I think their position is like vastly superior. Despite the way things went at the start, I feel like now I'm in a much worse position. You're forked? Are you like 400 elo? They go here, I take them. They take me with their rook, and then I take them with the bishop. And then they take me with an imaginary piece, and then I take them with my queen. Don't make me laugh. I don't really want to play this. But I do want... You know, we got to put some pressure on you at some point. We got to do something. Watch this, okay? I do this. They do that. Okay, literally I was going to play that next, so congratulations. As far as I'm concerned, you made a stellar play. We have 1 minute and 42 seconds left. Not amazing. Let's get ready for a rook lift here. Don't have a whole lot of time. You gonna en passant me? You gonna let me go en passant on your ass? I don't think so. Goodbye, rook. Again, well, like, we just do that. If they fork me here, the same situation plays out. I do miss this bishop, though. The next step is this. They have to go here. We go here and force this rook into a different position, but this rook's also under attack, and then we just keep the threat of this open. I think that might have just won us the game right there. If I can resolve it right. I think them going for the forcing move, like now we got a fork. It's not, I guess it's not a fork. We just have two pieces under threat simultaneously. And for once, we're like almost, actually we have every piece of theirs under threat simultaneously. Okay. So there's the free rook and then the resignation. Okay. Still not a great game. We had 4 blunders and 5 mistakes, but a very, very fun game. I'm interested to see how the engine thought the position was when we started to push our pawns on the king side. I mean, I thought that was a fun time. I like to play fun chess, which is not good chess. By the way, that's not the only thing holding me back from playing good chess, but... Okay, let's start the review real quick. You have a 63%, literally 0 draws in 16 games, Grandmaster level chess. You overlooked an opportunity to capture an undefended piece. Okay, that's fair, but I get scared sometimes of like this. Like, I don't even know if this is the right line. I get scared of how, like, I resolve this. Well, we're up by 1.72 points there, so, like, never mind. It's just it feels like YouTube chess to me, and that scares me because I haven't seen that many videos. Okay, so anyway, we played this. That's a mistake. Bishop to d3 is a mistake. What about bishop to c4? They hate it. I guess we lose material on this for sure. Okay, fair enough. That's why I wanted to cover the pawn. I don't know. What do you want from me? You want this? Do you want, okay, it's not that. It's not I would have thought e5. Well, they like it. Okay. They like it reasonably. We lose that pawn probably eventually. They like it reasonably well. It can't be f3. That's just, okay, walk me back. It's not f3. It's definitely not knight to d5. Because take, can't take because of the pin. Is it knight to f5? They do say it's best. Look at that. Knight to f5. Can we stay in the game review, please? Maybe I need to hit the retry button. Bishop to e7 is a mistake. Where the hell am I? I'm lost. Next. Okay, yeah, don't do this. Retry. Play this instead. They're like, we love that. Okay. We just do that and then don't resolve the pin anyway. Yeah, okay, I can understand why that's the best. Now they're like, you've lost your mind. Now you're starting to push your pawns. This was not necessary. You could still play this at any given moment, so that's what they're looking for. But hold on, let me get a pause. Even with this missed win, they think that right now we're up by 4 just on position with equivalent pieces, with equivalent material. The engine loves my position, guys. It loves it so much, it thought this move cost us the game. So what do they like? Do they just like this? They do. We should have played what we thought we were going to play, man. So here's the way I thought it would go. Take, knight to h7, and then I don't know what happens after that. Oh my god, they're 7 moves deep. Come on, man. There's no... That shit was never gonna happen. This... You can't, like, actually, you have to be a grandmaster to see this. I understand that we win a piece, like we're up a knight now. You have to be a grandmaster to see this 7-move line. That's a lot for me. No, I saw it. Come on. Then they're like, this is a missed. No, all of our missed wins are just from this. They're just like, play that over and over. Fair enough. Missed win? Let me guess. Okay, play that. Sure. Then they're like, okay, you literally just lost the game on that move. I did say I was skeptical on this one. So what they want us to do, in my opinion, is this. What they want us to do is this. Told you. You missed an opportunity. They were down by 6 right now, even though we're up by a pawn. You missed an opportunity to win tempo by threatening a high-value piece. Could you be more specific? You missed an opportunity to win tempo by threatening a high-value piece. The only conceivable answer is knight to d5, which still leaves us losing, but that's not the engine's fault. That's my fault. They're like, literally, what are you doing? Hold on. Next. They hate this move. Although they do still, they think we're winning now. Holy cow. But we were up by 6 a second ago. Rook takes g7 is a blunder. Is it just this right off the bat? Yeah, I mean, that was a high-pressure move. No sweat. All right. That's Tomo, by the way. All right, 205. We went 2-0